Okay, now we're going. All right. Yikes.
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 So we've got Kenny in church.
Well, better than nobody.
All right.
All right. I think we're live, right?
There it is.
Okay.
Yep.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to OverDose Vapes. This is Travis, going to be one of your hosts. And as you can see, we have a diverse panel of panelists tonight. We got Big Natty Vapes. This is his first time on the show. I really, really appreciate you showing up and being part of this show. I really, really enjoyed that.
Mad Dog saying no vid.
No video. Well, that's probably on your end, bud, because I think we have video here, right?
Yeah.
I have video. I see myself.
Okay, good.
Let me change cameras just in case. Maybe it's my fault.
Yeah, we got video.
Yep. I
Too
see
close.
it.
I love it. As you can see, we got Life of Vapes here, Lifa, whatever makes you happy. And then we got Vaping with Nikki B. And she's been nice enough to actually, she's the one uploading the stream tonight because we think that maybe me not uploading the stream will lead to my computer not crashing. So, and we want to keep showing pictures of the Coil builds. And every time I am running the stream, plus I have chat open, plus I have everything else going, and then I try to put up pictures, it crashes my computer. So
Yeah, we're
hopefully.
going to teach you some tips and tricks on doing that one later.
Yeah, and I'm excited about that. So
Not that one.
nah, no. Okay.
Just the tip.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sword fighting. Let's bump uglies. Okay. And then we got Paul Hessian as always. So yeah, what's going on to the
stream?
As always. Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna die. Is just put me in a fucking casket like that.
Right, like a pharaoh, dude. That's
Yeah,
all.
no doubt. All right. So what's up to Mad Dog Vapes, Import Man 707, Juan Castillo, Billy Vapes Hard, Kenny B, Church, John Mueller, the Moose Knuckles, awesome. I love it.
Zachary Johnson.
Zachary Johnson. Yeah, and I got a lot of the people in here tonight have coils in the showcase, so that's probably why.
B-Dog.
B-Dog, what up, dog?
What up?
No crossing swords. Hey, we'll cross swords if we want to.
That's right.
It's that kind of show. Boy, it might turn into that. All right, so
Don't threaten
So,
me with a good time.
yeah,
It's what pals do. Cross swords.
all
Just
day
playing
Vapes.
Just as long as we don't cross the streams, it's all good, you know?
We're just playing tummy swords, mommy.
Tommy swords. Oh my
Tommy.
fuck! Holy shit! That's too good. Alan Gorby, what's up, my man? Clean as fuck coils. What's happening, brother?
Freddie!
And all day vape, man. Like, it's at this point, man. It really is too late for you to send the coils. I'm not going to even risk digging around into emails and or Facebook messaging. I don't want to take the chance. It might crash the computer. So yeah. But we will be showing the coils at the end of the show, so stick around for that. Everybody, bear with me. I just had some dental work done, and so I'm kind of swollen on this side, and I'm just sore. I'm sore as fuck. So please, if I get quiet for a second, don't lynch me. Train, what's up, my man? Yeah, all right. So what's up, everybody?
Not much, man.
Same old, same old.
I got
Yeah.
lazy this weekend.
Yeah.
I got a whole bunch of these bottles of juice to review, and I just said fuck it all weekend long. So tomorrow's gonna be a busy day.
Sometimes I just get home on a Friday and I have all these huge plans. Like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do all these things I need to get done. I'm gonna empty out every Addy I ever bought and clean it and fucking clean my mods. And then by Sunday, I'm still sitting in my recliner like, oh God, fuck, please give me the energy to do anything. I'm lucky I did this. I mean, honestly, but when you work hard, sometimes you can't play hard. You just need to lay in your chair and be a fucking lump.
There you go. I'm off Wednesday because I have to work Saturday to help out with some new supervisors that don't know shit. But I'm going to get my eye appointment first thing in the morning. and I'm already got like I'm like you. I got plans. I'm gonna come home and I got all this fucking juice I need to review. I want to do some stuff with some of my equipment I've gotten. And I know damn well something's gonna fuck it up. I know it is.
Oh, Natty, are they gonna dilate your eyes?
They probably because I skipped my appointment last year. So
oh, you should totally do your juice reviews with
That would be
dilated eyes.
fucking awesome. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? When they did it the first time, it didn't really bother me that much. It's like I went out into the showroom area and I was like, okay, wow, shit's a little HD-ish or whatever. And, you know, I just poked around, looked at the glasses because I had never been inside of a lens crafters. And I'm like, I support you fuckers every day. I need to kind of know what you're doing. So I just was poking around. And about 20 minutes later, I was fine. You know,
shit looked crisp for that 20 minutes though, didn't it?
I could see the future.
Isn't it kind of messed up that they make you choose your glasses after you've had your eyes dilated?
I think those ones look all right.
I can't see anything.
I'm gonna have them. I'm gonna make. Oh, they're gonna work for because you know we get free eye exams and shit. So from my company, but I'm gonna have them adjust my Pradas because they freaking ride on my cheeks and shit, and they get oily. So I'm having to do some adjusting on those, and you know, whatever. Hopefully I just still need readers because, you know, I'm 46. You know, so before I could read shit like this, now it's like, all right, that's
you need a longer. You know, as long as you can still do it with your arm, you're good. Once you need like a stick, so you can get even more distance, then you're in big trouble.
Hey, yeah, I need to stick. You gotta stick that to the selfie stick. There it is. There it is.
That is mayo. All right.
Those aren't raisins.
I thought that was mayonnaise. Oh, that was a sample.
You know, the thing, I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one who lets laziness destroy their channel because sometimes the way we record is I have a partner, and so he lives an hour and a half away from me. So we'll get together on a Saturday, we record like 15 videos, and then he's like, all right, see you later. And then I'm like here with all this raw footage that needs editing, and my laziness that's where it kicks in, where I'm like, oh, I could go sit at the computer for like 3 hours to make a 10-minute video, or I could sit in my chair, vape a little bit, and maybe doze off watching Ancient Aliens. And that usually wins. That usually fucking wins. So.
Ancient Aliens is the truth.
Yeah, it'll put you right to sleep. I know that.
I love that shit because George Tsoukalos' haircut is just fucking awesome.
You know what I found out about George Tsoukalos? It's very interesting, actually, is that before he did Ancient Aliens, and he had a magazine about Ancient Aliens and stuff, before that, he was a promoter of bodybuilding competitions. That's why he's so orange and shit, because he was always involved in the world of bodybuilding. Isn't that weird?
That is freaking insane.
His doctorate is in sports something or other, sports medicine or sports psychology or some shit. Yeah, he's super into bodybuilding.
Wow.
That's so fucking weird to me. I'm like, I guess that's how you get to be an Ancient Alien expert, is you have to like be a bodybuilder first.
Steroids fucked with his head, I guess. I don't know.
Something. It sure looked like his fucking head was so fucking full of knowledge it just busted out through his hair.
Right.
I just realized I'm fucking talking and I was muted that whole fucking time.
I gotta just start randomly muting you every once in a while and see how long it takes you to realize it.
No, I'm watching my fucking little icon now.
You know what somebody said? I said raisins, and then I think it was Church that said raisin. Yeah, the devil's dingle balls. You know, that's kind of true because raisins, we can't even have them in our house because raisins will kill your dog. Raisins are 10 times more deadly for dogs than chocolate is.
Wow.
And so I'm like afraid even to like eat them and drop one and have my dog eat it. Well, he's not here, but it's raisin time.
Zach wanted to know anyone here used the RX300. I do not own one, sir.
No, I've been hearing a lot about the RX300.
This awesome RX200 that's lasted forever.
It still works?
Yeah. It's the Leaf edition. Of course it's going to work.
Will it work with every RDA you put on there?
I don't have every RDA in the shop.
No,
on
I
there,
know. I know that. But I'm saying, like, the thing that fucking
Yeah.
on mine was that my 510 would only accept things that had really, really long
No,
protruding
I
510.
put Kennedy on here, and no problem. So
That's good. That's rare to have a fucking
Yeah.
functioning 200.
Well, I have a 200, but I only use mine with my robo penis. So
he sticks that robo penis right in there.
just because the robo penis is freaking 30, millimeters. So gotta have a fat freaking mod. Because I personally actually hate the shape of the Rulo. I hate that diamond shape. It drives me batshit crazy. But Doc hooked me up with it, so I'm appreciative. So I use it for that.
So we got a question in the chat. Maybe we can jump onto it real quick. Is anybody's experience with nicotine salts? I have never personally used any. I've had juice that had nicotine salts in them, but there's really no difference, right?
I haven't had it, so I couldn't tell you.
It's a cleaner way for. It's basically dried nicotines. Dried nicotine. So it's nicotine in a powder form. It's a little bit more pure because you don't have to suspend it in anything like VG or PG.
So it's pure nicotine.
It's pure powdered nicotine, and ultimately, because it's manufactured down to the more pure form, you don't get that harsh flavor, the harsh taste, or anything like that. So even at a higher nic level, you're going to get the pure flavor of the e-liquid as opposed to that nasty throat hit from a heavy nicotine dose. So like the Mr. Salties that I use in this little guy right here, it's 25 milligram blood orange by Mr. Salties, and I get nothing but a blood orange lemonade flavor off of it, and I can take 2 or 3 pokes and be good for 6-7 hours because it's a higher nicotine, and it's pure. It's light. I get nothing but the flavor. I'm not getting throat hit. I'm not choking on it like I would with 24 milligram e-liquid with VG or PG suspended nicotines. So I've had nothing but I've been rocking the Mr. Salties line since they came out for about a year now, and I've never had any adverse issues with them whatsoever.
Yeah. You just have to be careful, like with any nicotine. Go ahead.
Right.
Well, I just wanted to point out that it's made for really small mouth and lung tanks, or closed systems like the Juul. That's what they run in the Juul.
Right. Exactly.
Me one or something like that. You can put what do you have there? 26. Because it's usually like 26, 48
is
what they sell.
They sell 5, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then it jumps from 25 to 48, and then 48 to 52, which is what the Juul is 52. But again, the Juul, you have such a small coil, you have such a small atomizer built into it, that you don't need any more than just that one little cigarette style pull because of the amount of airflow and everything like that. So that's why I went with the 25 wide open with a 0.18 Clapton coil, in the Nautilus, and it's the flavor's there, the nicotine is 100% there, and it's great. I've never had an issue.
Okay, so jumping on,
but good things.
Jumping on to the next question, this is like a real world question that I get asked a lot, is that people, when they start dripping, they go through a lot of juice. So I think it was Amy wanted to know what's a good tank or RDA so that you don't go through so much juice. Now, my answer for that is twofold. If you want to use an RDA and you want to drip, get yourself a regulated mod, build a coil that's like an ohm. You know what I mean? And then put it at 30 watts, and you're going to be able to have the same experience of dripping and having a nice cloud, but you're not going to go through nearly as much juice. It's, the less wattage you're using, less voltage you're pushing through it, the less juice you're going to be burning. Or get something like the Nautilus, the new Nautilus.
The Nautilus V2.
Yeah, just something like that, like a mouth-to-lung device, or even something like a let me see here. What do I got? So this is the iTaste Chroma A. It's got the new Krios tank on it. This is perfect. I mean, you could fill this tank up and it'll last you 2 days. So
no, the great thing about the Nautilus V2 is it accepts any of the Nautilus coils, obviously, and I've actually used it with 6 milligram and a higher wattage with the lower ohm coil, and you can do direct lung inhales on it, no problem, like a sub-ohm tank. By all means, I choose to go with the higher ohms just so I have a, quick daily carry with a higher nick, mouth to lung, setup on it. So it's a great little tank. But
there you go.
3 days. 2-3 days out of this thing, no problem, full on any nicotine.
These are great.
Those are great.
Have a little bit higher nicotine. The battery life is great. If it runs out, you can charge it up in like 45 minutes.
Yeah, the Mi ones, those things are fucking...
Yeah. And they take whatever viscosity. I have 85 VG in there, and it takes it like a champ. So those are great, and they're very inexpensive. Yeah, just find something that you like. Save your dripping with your huge clouds when you want it, and then if you want to conserve juice, just go down to a more satisfying, smaller device.
Yeah, have a backup device.
Yeah, like I resurrected this, and if you get the rebuild section, take out that vertical coil, take that fucker out, and put in a horizontal one. Trust me, it'll get better airflow. It'll wick better. Just awesome shit.
My backup device here is the GQ Blue Beast. It's 10 mil all-in-one pod tank, throws clouds, but one tank will last me for a week. You know what I mean? Because it's got like a 1 ohm coil in it. So I didn't mean to cut you off. I didn't know if you were down. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm done.
Okay. Yeah, and then the other thing is if you want to get a good RDA, because she said that she wants to get herself an RDA. Really any RDA is going to work, but if you're thinking of conserving juice, don't get something that's blasted out wide air holes like the fucking Troll. Get something that's got a little bit more conservative airflow, like the Elios Light. This is just what I have in front of me, but just get something that has less air. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the more air that you're pulling through and the more wattage you're putting through it, the more juice you're going to be burning off.
The Druga is real nice for closer to mouth to lung as well. I've put in a higher build and have had nothing but a great time with the Druga RDA, and the juice wall is deep as fuck on this thing.
I would probably suggest also the Wasp.
Yeah,
the Wasp Nano. It's like $13. That's an authentic $13. Single coil in there. Excellent flavor, and you can restrict the airflow if you want it restricted, but it's got enough for a nice full lung hit too.
Yep. And a lot of times, most of these devices, really they have adjustable airflow, and so you can always throw a 1 ohm coil in here, throw the fucking the airflow way down, and you're gonna be good too. So
yeah.
Most of these things are very, they're flexible. You can do a lot of different things with them. And as far as a mod, now she's thinking about mods. $200. I mean, if I had $200 to spend on a mod,
right?
What would I get? I would probably get something really like a fancy mech mod, but maybe something from Russia, because those new Russian ones, I've been really got my eye on those lately.
No, she wants an RDA and a mod.
Oh, for $200.
Is that right? I know I've seen that go by.
Well, she said she wants a new mod with her new RDA, and she said around $200 or below $200. So
$50.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll turn off the screen so you guys can see it.
I got one too.
You got one? Okay.
You're talking about
the funky 160, $50.
Funky 160. Yeah.
And it's a workhorse. You got 160 watts. You're gonna be fine. I never go over 120.
The only problem with this is it's a little chunky. It's a little heavy. So, I mean, some people, like you might not want to carry this, in your pocket. But I do think that this is far and away one of the best values that we have available right now.
Yeah.
Because it looks cool. Me and Josh, we each have one. We got 2 different colors. and so we threw one plate from each one on here. But this is the cool thing about it. You can get plates for it. It's got 160 watts. It does temp control. It does temp control. I mean, not perfectly, but it does do it, you know. But who uses temp control anyways? Nobody. So, but it does rock 160 watts pretty accurately. So, you know, yeah, definitely recommend this. This is a great.
It fits up to a 24 millimeter fine right on the end. Actually, I got the Sherman on it. It's got a little bit of overhang, but it's not really with the body. It's almost flush with the body. I know that will bother Yunkel out there. But...
Oh, that'll fucking kill him. That'll kill him.
Well, they should have made the
battle cap
curvy.
Battle cap RDA.
Well, they could have backed it up just a couple more millimeters, the 510, and they would have been able to justify 30 mils.
And Hesh, just so you know, they sell the 2-post deck just by itself for like $6 on 3F Vape.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I just I got a lot of battle decks, like the original 3-post. I have 3 copper ones and 1 silver post one, actually given to me by former teammates and teammates. You know, hey, I just picked up fucking 1 million RDAs. Do you want to fucking, do you want a battle deck? Because you're rocking a fucking, one of the caps with the twisted message under there. I'm like, yeah, I'll fucking take a mutation. Get rid of the fucking mutation V3 and give me a fucking battle deck, by all means. So a bunch of my boys hooked me up with a ton of like really good, authentic product for real, like a secondhand ultimately. So that's how that's how I've gotten all of my high end stuff, really.
Another thing for Amy too is that she's saying she loves customization. If you love customization and you're looking for a mech mod, I would say go for the Sub-Zero X because this also has interchangeable
sleeves.
Yeah, and so we're looking at third-party sleeves pretty soon too. So, what's that now?
The Limitless.
Oh yeah, the Limitless is a great mod, and it has tons of third-party and first-party sleeves.
It is a hybrid, but it's still.
Yeah, I mean, the Admiral and the freaking Broadside, they're good mods, but that's about the only customization you're going to get.
Is the button. Yeah.
I do love the Admiral and the Broadside. Those are all great mods, and I think that if I had to say get one mod, it would be that. As far as mech mods, but I am really partial to this too. I think it's in all reality just as good.
No, they hit just as well. Yeah, the SOIX is fucking great.
Get both. That's my opinion. Get fucking both because they're looking great.
Yeah, Timekeepers are nice.
Timekeepers are great.
I have a Avid Life, the HK.
Yeah, those are fucking great.
In black, that one's a freaking nice one.
The murdered out ones, yeah.
I got it. Yeah, I got mine black now. I put a black Apocalypse on top of it.
Nice.
Ooh, that's nice. Yeah. The Voopoo, all the Voopoo stuff coming out now is I've heard nothing but great things about as well. There's tons of stuff available right now. I mean, right now is like the golden age of hardware, especially mech hardware. There's so much good shit available.
I have to agree with Freddie though. He did say he likes the Broadside for new mech users, just because it's got the safety with the sleeve, the Delrin sleeve on the inside.
It has all the same things that the Sub-Zero X does, except it's not hybrid, which makes it even safer.
Right, exactly.
Or you can get this is a clone because they don't make this in authentic, but they got rainbow and you can get all matchy with it. Green button. I mean,
I would recommend going to 3F and then buying a few different things before you drop $200 on anything.
There's
my
opinion. The HK.
Wasn't that one that was like where it had both the hybrid and a regular top cap? Was the Phantom?
The Phantom. Yeah.
And they have those on fucking sale right now at Vape for $16.
And that is a really nice one because it's
decent. Yeah.
I was actually looking for mine earlier today because luckily Joe Cloudy did the review and he had 5 of them and he was just like, dude, Hash, I'm going to send you a bunch of shit. Just take it, right? Just fucking take it because I need to get it out of the house. The wife is getting pissed. I'm like, all right, not a problem. He sent me a Phantom. I used that shit for months.
It's a great workhorse mod.
And I was just like, you know what? I don't like the black anymore, and the black's all getting scratched up. So I stripped it down, and it was now it's a beautiful copper mod.
Those are great mods. They're all made out of copper. They're not made anymore. And so that's why when I saw them at Vape NW, I bought one. I'm not gonna lie, I bought one of those, and they have another one also from Motofo for $14. I can't remember what the name of it is. It's but you'll see it. It's on the same site. I recommend buying both of those because you're not going to be able to find them much longer. As far as I know, Vape NW is the last place that has them, and you cannot beat that price. It's an authentic mech mod. The Phantom comes with both the hybrid top cap plus the regular top cap.
Yeah, to keep you safe, and that way when you're ready to go to a hybrid, you
Yep, just switch the tops.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. And Vape NW is a fairly decent site. I've ordered from them several times.
I've never had any issues with Vape NW.
I'll get the link right now and put it in chat.
Yeah, I already did.
Oh, okay. It's in the clearance. It's in the clearance section. Did you get the one specifically for that mod? I'll get the mod specifically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I just put the Vape NW.
Still in stock. I'm surprised. I put it in the Facebook group too, so people and immediately got some hate from it. But I was like, dude, for $16, you really can't beat this fucking mod.
You can't. Right? You can't. It's a great mod. You know, it really is. I mean, in all honesty, that the original 510 cap with the adjustable 510 pin, it takes a little bit of getting used to initially to learn the battery rattle adjustments on it. But once you get used to it and you realize how well of a hard-hitting mod it really is for a 22 millimeter, you know, you're going to love that thing until you're like, all right, now I feel comfortable moving it over to hybrid mode, and you're going to get an even better performance out of it.
By the time I got that mod, I had already bought a bunch of really pricey authentics. Like, I don't have it out here because it's junk and I don't ever use it anymore. There's some stuff from Beyond Vape, the telescopic mod from Beyond Vape. I can't remember the name of it. It's junk. So I already bought that for like $125, and then I got the Phantom for like $50, and it hit 100 times harder than my authentic one did. So.
Billy Vapes Hard put it in. It was the Paragon V3 for $14.
Yep. I ordered one of those too. Black one. It's got that one's not as cool looking. It has a little fucking carbon fiber wrap on it.
Well, the Paragon
in one spot. So.
The Paragon V1 clone that Wotofo did was the very first mech mod that I owned, and the Paragon hits just as hard as anything else that Wotofo puts out.
It's hybrid. So, I mean, it looks good. It does look good. And I ordered one. It's only $14.90. I'll put that in the chat too. I highly recommend if you guys are interested in mech mods at all, pick up both of these because they're going to both treat you pretty well.
Yep.
For under $30, I mean, you know.
Yeah, and I mean 22 millimeters. You don't have to sit there and go out and buy specifically 24, 25 millimeter Addies now.
Well, now everybody has 24 millimeter Addies. Now they have to go out and buy specifically 22
millimeter Addies, right?
I'm old school. I've been vaping for a long time, and to me, 22 mil is always going to be where I feel most comfortable. Right. And so I always have these mods that are like huge with these little tiny Addies on top. But I get a lot of flavor out of these little bad boys. Don't count out 22 mils. I'm telling you guys, you know, this is Flavor City.
I still rock my Twisted Messes V1 that I bought, years ago, and it's still my favorite Addy.
Oh yeah. I have a whole case. I got a whole case full of freaking RDAs that are 22 mil. Love them. I love the little Pulse 22s. Those are nice.
Yeah.
I found my Derringer earlier on. I'm like, holy shit!
Got the Derringer.
I could never fuck with the Derringer. I never could get the hang of it. It was too small.
See, I liked it. I liked it. Right.
The trick with the Derringers, you gotta make sure
he like the big deck.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, because I'll put freaking 3 millimeter coils in there, but like I said, you do have to pull them away from the deck. I mean, away from the post. If you build them too close to the post, you're gonna get spit back. Like you're just not gonna like.
That was my main problem with spit back. Was so much juice in my mouth all the time. It was like drinking more than vaping.
Yeah, you gotta pull those coils. Well, no, you gotta pull because it's so small. You have to pull those coils further away, right near the edge.
Yep.
Come on, you know it's pinkies up.
Now everyone knows one of my favorite small RDAs are these little bitches right here, the little Royal Hunter minis.
I love the Royal Hunter.
You know, and
full size and the minis are all great.
I mean, you know, it's a 4-post deck. I mean, put some triple Bs in there. I mean, yeah,
those have great flavor.
Dude, the flavor is off the chain,
Yep.
and even with this little honeycomb action in there, yeah, you got to either screw it off or pull the cap off the drip. But dude, it
works. It really works a lot to keep that spit back away from you. It really does. That's why I love those things.
It's a
Swag
not
called
noisy.
Us up. Yeah.
Swag, I know, yeah. You guys are trying to push your antiquated shit on everybody. I bet you still drive your car with your feet, too.
Yep, I do.
That's like a baby's toy.
That's right.
I love little Addies. There was a time where there was a craze for making mini versions of every Addy. I have the Mutation XS here. It's like a Mutation 5 mini. And this fucker, I mean, it's also Flavor City, man. It's got a nice big deck on it. I got some 3mm fucking Claptons in there. Bottom airflow and side airflow.
I couldn't get behind the fucking oh god, now what's the name of it? I just had it. The Freak Show Mini.
Mine was defective. Mine was defective, and it fucking would short no matter what coils I put in.
Well, I never. Pin was too short.
I never had any shorting issues. What I had was when you put any drip tip in there, it would actually sit on your fucking coils and melt the Delrin. Right.
That was a terribly made and designed piece of hardware, which is a shame because it really made the Freak Show look bad. And the Freak Show was one of the very first bottom airflow Addies, and that fucker really changed the game in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So
right, it was pretty good.
Yeah, look.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
Look.
I would never use it anymore. Oh yeah.
Mine is so recessed in there. That's a hard sort right there.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Let me see mine, cause I got 2 of them fuckers.
I threw mine away. I straight up threw mine away.
And then look how close the deck is.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had to actually shave down a dot mod drip tip.
Yeah, it's in the.
And everybody fucking bought them because they look cool.
And that's what I got on there is a
dot mod,
fake dot mod.
Right, but still, if you take off the top cap, you'll see that the Delrin is actually below the bell of the top cap.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Now, Nikki, see, mine aren't. I hate doing this shit, but mine does. It's not recessed. It protrudes just a hair, but
a cut hair down.
Yeah, it's definitely not hybrid friendly.
Again, Natty.
No, oh yeah, oh yeah. Doc's ruler is the truth, baby.
He has a ruler that says cunt hair.
That's so true.
It's a cut hair ruler, man. Let me see something. See, now you got me wanting to look at this fucker. And see, well, here's the thing. Mine is not protruding past the bell of the cap.
Really?
But mind you, these are the POMs from 3F Vapes, so they're they kind of have like a little O-ring on there, so they're not as long.
See, mine were the original press fit style from Dot Mod Direct.
Yeah, those are a little longer. Yeah. So, but the only bad thing I hate about the Freak Show Mini is like I really can't drip in there because it'll just be all over the outside of the So, I have like little dinky, tiny little coils in there, and I got to take it off, and I kind of paint the coils ever so gingerly, all that bull crap.
Yeah, I don't have time to fucking treat my fucking Addies real fucking gently.
Yeah, back in the day when we had time
slam fucking juice in there and shit.
Right?
No.
I just need to open up the whole thing and just dump bottles in that shit.
Right.
So,
but as you see, I have my little case of freaking RDAs and shit.
I like that case though. That's nice.
You know what? The funny part is, and I know other people have heard me say this, I found these at a freaking St. Vincent. Jesus, what the place is called? St. Vincent de Paul. One of like the Catholic charity places, kind of like a Goodwill.
Yeah.
These are actually the Deal or No Deal game boxes.
Oh yeah, they came with the little cases. Yeah,
and you take all the shit out of it, put some foam in there, and there you go.
Oh yeah.
But one of my favorite RDAs, and it came out the same time as the fucking Velocity, and everybody jumped on the Velocity's dick hole. Was this?
The Velocity was nice though.
Was this the Revolt RDA?
Oh yeah.
This had 10,000 times more flavor than that fucking stupid ass. What do you call it? The
Velocity.
The Velocity.
I never understood everybody jumping on the Velocity deck.
Well,
the deck was cool, but the RDA sucked
I liked the RDA, I really did, and I liked the deck too, but I just never understood like that. All of a sudden, every RDA on the fucking market had that deck. Just kind of like after the Goon, everybody went to clamps, and it's like there's no originality in this industry. And as soon as something popular comes along, every fucking Addy has to have those features built into them, which is kind of a shame. But
yeah, because it's a shame because I won't buy them until something else new comes out that actually has a different deck.
Yeah, I mean the only thing I see, I mean, like I said, with the Velocity deck, the cool part about it is when you make your coils or you buy your pre-wrapped coils, you had one leg came out, one leg was down here. You know what I'm saying? They weren't pre-bent, so they were even. They were always one up, one down, and it just made it easy to just slide it straight in, tighten them down, spin it around, stick the other way in, tighten them down. You know what I mean?
Just clip opposites.
Right.
Right.
So I mean that part. Yeah, it made people lazy. It definitely made lazy vapors. I mean, because like when the Velocity came out, you had all these people when they first started coming to vaping. That's all they had was Velocity decks. You put a 3-post deck in their face, they were like, "What?
What?
You put a 3-post deck in my face now after all this time, and I have a hell of a time fucking loading coils in that song."
Oh, dude, I will build a 3-post deck in like 5 minutes, like anything else.
Well, because I have nowadays.
I did earlier.
I don't have builds that I can put in there anymore. All my builds are so fucking juicy and beefy that I try to put in a 3-post, and it's just like I might get one in, but there ain't no fucking way that I'm. The only 3-post that I have now is I have a battle deck 3-post. But the holes on that are as big around, like that big around.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
Well, yeah, and it depends. Like, you remember, back in the day, a lot of our 3-post decks, those holes were, I mean, they were tiny because at the time we were only using 28, 26 gauge wire. You know, so now when people are using, parallel 24s and 22 gauge, so, you can either drill those holes out or, there are some better decks that have larger holes in them.
Yeah.
But,
and I had a Patriot. The first authentic RDA I ever had was a Patriot because the first RDA I ever had was a Patriot clone. And so when I started like where I'm like, I'm going to keep vaping. I know what I'll do. I'll buy the fucking authentic to this thing that I've always loved, and I just had good memories of it because like that's how I started. But the one that I bought, the clone, was all drilled out because it was like a knockoff, and so it was all drilled out, had bigger airflow holes, had bigger post deck holes, and then all of a sudden I get this authentic, and it was basically fucking worthless to me. So it's nice and it looks nice. I don't even know where it's at anymore, but I mean I think back now I paid $50 for that fucking authentic RDA. It was actually the original price was like $130.
Wow.
This is 2010, 11, whatever, and now, I mean, you can get those things for like $15, the authentic ones, because nobody wants them anymore. So,
yeah. Well, the sad part is you go to certain sites, like I think it was Viper Vape out in San Diego.
Viper,
dude, they're still selling Patriots for like $60, $70. Like you're fucking high.
Vipers never. They when they have sales, it's very rare, but they do have some good sale prices occasionally. But you're right in the sense that they don't lower prices and shit because they have their stock. They paid what they paid, and they're going to get their money back, or no money at all. They just don't get it.
They were literally like the very first online place I ever bought from, and I didn't know any better. You know what I'm saying? And I bought some little stuff here and there, and then as I started to learn, and people tell you about other sites, you start like, what the? Oh hell, I'm not shopping there no more. You fuck people. I mean, I understand. I used to live in San Diego too. I understand it's expensive out there. I get it. But for you to be selling shit that's 4 or 5 years old and you're still trying to get Grand Theft money for it, no, homie.
No.
You need to discount that stuff and get that inventory the hell up out of there.
Right.
First place I ever shopped. This is a good question for everybody. First online retailer I ever shopped at was a place called Vaping Walrus.
Yeah,
I don't even know if that's still a thing anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's still around.
They had great prices. They had a lot of clones and shit.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't like Angel.
I don't either. I think I sent back. I think I was sent 3 different. Started with a P.
See, I've never had a problem with most of my shit I got was from them.
The center post started spinning, and I sit there and asked them, can you make sure before you
classic.
send the next one that it doesn't spin? They said, oh yeah, we make sure. Guess what? Yeah, center post spin. And then I ended up getting the Freak Show. They're like, okay, well just pick out something else. I'm like, okay, I'm picking out something totally different than that one because it's broken. Picked out the Freak Show. Guess what? That Freak Show's sitting in the graveyard right now because it's
half the shit. half the RDAs you saw in that box that I had was from Angel 6.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I've been personally blessed that I've never had the types of issues that a lot of people have, like spinning center posts, mods burning up in 2 months, shit like that. I've been lucky. I've never had to deal.
I did get my dot mod from there too, my little Petri dot mod. And yours don't spin, but mine does. I don't know why I got stuck with all the spinning posts. But
well, I got my Petris.
I
remember I got my Petris from 3F Vape though, and my Petris are slightly different than yours too, because your top cap was real heavy, whereas mine, my whole thing is like aluminum, anodized aluminum, everything. So mine's slightly different than yours.
Heavy, but do not power wash that thing because the whole paint come off. I had a lovely pink dot mod, thing, and then all of a sudden I sit there, wash it one time, and all the paint comes off.
I just want to answer a couple questions in the chat real quick. Zachary Johnson wants to know what my thoughts are on the 46mm Alliance RDA. It's awesome if you need that. You know, if you need 46 mils, if you have like a special project and you're doing a lot of builds and you're doing a lot of Instagram pictures and stuff like that, and you want to be able to stuff tons of fucking wire inside of something, I think it's great. For me and my practical day-to-day use, it wouldn't serve any purpose except to sit on my shelf. So
the only time that I've actually used the 46mm Alliance is on a Para Series box. So it's almost like Hammer of God. That's what you need it for, is something big, square, bulky, that it won't overhang and look absolutely stupid on.
I used to have a fucking RDA that was specifically made for the Hammer of God mod, and I can't remember what the name was. It was like 40 mils. It had like a stepped kind of look, like a step pyramid kind of look to it. I forget the name of it, but I didn't like it because the flavor wasn't there. Like you got so much fucking area in there. It just, you had to really stuff it with tons of wire, tons of cotton.
And in all honesty, you don't need it for daily use unless you're using 26-650s. You don't need anything over 30 mils. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I've got, the 30mm Mason on the 99, and flavor is there. But that's just because Yosh puts out a fucking quality
That looks
product.
like a fucking, to me that looks like a joke. It's like, what the fuck are you gonna do with that, man? Like a novelty fucking mod.
In all honesty, though, I've used it for Outlaw comps and stack tube comps and everything like that. And that's the only reason why I have this, is for Outlaw and stack tube comps. And that way I don't have to sit there and be like, oh, I need to put the fucking extension tube for my broadside together and no, I'm already all set. Ready to go.
I think it's cool that they put it out there for people who want it. It's just not something that I would personally be super into. But so there's some more questions, and then I want to get back to everybody telling where their first shopping experience was. I think we need to hear it from Lifa and Hesh. But there's a couple more things I wanted to touch on real quick. First off, who was it? I think it was Kenny was using 52 gauge fucking wire to make Claptons today.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they made 52 gauge wire. First off, and I get to 38 gauge wire, and I'm like going. I lose it all the time and shit, so I can't handle that. Another thing was people had some different opinions about the size of baddies. Billy Babes Heart says I don't go over 25. I think that's probably about where I would want to go as well. Bigger for me is not always better.
Right.
That's what she said. And then Kenny said the 46mm RDA looks good on the Pico. That would make fucking Yeti. That would make Yeti have an aneurysm. I hope he's not in here to hear that.
I think Yeti's put it on an eco battery before. It looks like a lollipop.
It does.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Yeah, it will fire as long as you build correctly. It will fire on a fucking ego.
KBN, take it easy. I hope you enjoy your winter chicken dinner.
Right.
So speaking of chicken dinners, I've been playing a lot of this new game called PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. If anybody's, I'm so into it. So if anybody's on Steam, hit me up. I'm Editor707. I love playing games online. So if you guys want to play PlayerUnknown's with me, hit me up.
Nice.
All right. Okay, so Life of Word is the first place you ever shopped online.
Oh, this sucks. It was the Smoke Anywhere. Yeah. Those freaking little cigarettes that came, and then the cool thing is if you upgraded your purchase, you get the little box that looked
little
like a
carrying
cigarette
case
box that was USB. It was USB. You charged that, and what you did is you screwed in the batteries of the one that you weren't using.
I'll put the link in the
box, and then it charged it while you were carrying that case.
Yeah,
so great idea. Horrible devices.
I'm gonna put it in the chat here.
That's like
it's still a thing.
It's like the blues that I had.
The blues that had the
and I
mobile
bought
charging
both,
kit. Yeah,
I bought both versions. I bought the big fat cased one, and then I bought the little skinny like express one that they had.
Yeah,
and dude, no. They worked for about 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks. I must have bought 5 different packs of coils, tried the different flavors. They all sucked off the ass, and I was back smoking. So I didn't eventually like about 2-3 months later, I finally got like a what the hell was it? It was the Kanger Ego Pen kit, and it actually had. The sad part is my cousin who passed away last year. He was the one that bought it. It was a dual kit, so you got 2 of them, and I still have the fucking box to this day.
Oh wow,
wow!
I remember that so fucking much. Oh my god, I remember when that was like you wanted to have those. Like that was the shit to have, man. You know?
Yeah. And we bought it at a freaking convenience store for $60 to get 2 of them. There's vape shops that was selling people 1 Ego pen and a little case for like $100. It's freaking insane back then.
I've been thinking that once you brought up the Smoke Anywhere, I remember now my actual very first experience with any kind of e-cigarette was I had my friend Josh, the guy who I have the channel with now. He had bought an Ego pen. Because we had tried the blues and all that, the stick-alikes, the Enjoy ones and shit, and none of that shit worked. And so he bought an Ego, but it was like the you could change the voltage on it. It was really nice. It was like camouflage. It was the big one. So
the Ego Twist.
It had like 2,000 mAh. It was actually really nice, and he had like a Nautilus or some tank on it. It was something or other. And so I wanted something like that. I knew that, right? And so I ordered this thing from China because I didn't want to. Because he spent like $120 on the pen and the tank. And then so I'm like, well, I don't have that to spend. I was in college at the time. And so I'm like, I'm going to get online. I'll find something from China that's the same. And so I bought this thing, and on the web page, it looked full size, normal. It was blue. It looked really cool. Had like a blue rubberized finish to it. And but this thing came with 2 tanks, 2 pins, and juice, like 100 mils of juice in little 10 mil bottles. And you could pick out different flavors that you wanted and shit, right? So I picked out like clove flavored, grape flavored, cherry, all the worst fucking flavors you can possibly get. And I got them in 36 milligram nicotine, which you can't even get that anymore in the United States. But in China, that was a thing. And so they sent it to me. It gets to my house. It's literally this big. The pin is this big. It had I think it was 400 mAh. And the tank was like this big, and it fit like 2 mils. I filled that fucker up with, I figure it was like Marlboro fucking flavored 36 milligram Chinese juice in a white bottle with no writing on it. And took 2 puffs of it, and I was like, no fucking way is this going to work for me. So, so I smoked again for about another 2 months until I actually got something decent.
Yeah. Now, I had tried the Smoke Anywheres and the blues before, because each time my ex-wife, we had 2 children. Each time, I'd say this is the time, and I used those, and they're all right. You force yourself to use them. It was great for a couple months until you had to run out of those replacement coils, and then you gotta wait 3 weeks for them to ship all the way from wherever they're shipping. But this time, my first device getting back into it was from VaporFi. And their freaking pen, it's just a pen style. Because I'm like, okay, I'm not doing any of these cigarettes. I've seen the pen styles rocking about. It was like $150
Yeah, they're so fucking expensive.
Their e-liquid sucked. I had it and I was forcing myself for a good 2 weeks. And I'm like, there's got to be something different. I went online and I'm seeing reviews and I'm like, okay. So I'm dual using with that Vaporfy and not getting any satisfaction out of it. The only satisfaction was that I was vaping inside the house. But as soon as my Sigelli 150 with their Sigelli whatever tank that they made the kit of it came in, 3 days later, I was done. I wish we had that technology a good, 10, 11, 12 years ago when my first child was born.
Seriously.
But I'm like you. It's like when I first, when I finally got my little kit and everything, and finally the first tank that in that kit kind of went away, and I bought me the Kanger T3S tanks, the color ones that had the lines on the side and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everyone had the leaking problem, and I said, well, let me try to see if there's anybody on YouTube that might know how to fix this shit.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, I'm all these videos. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I started realizing vaping's been around for how fucking long? Oh, dude, I was pissed.
Because back in the day, I had the Nicotrol, the fucking Nicotrol inhaler thing. I tried that forever, and that never stuck. You didn't get anything out of it except for throat hit.
Those suck. Those fucking suck. The thing about Vaporfy, going back to Vaporfy, they're still around selling the same shit for the same fucking price, the same juice. I'm friends with one of their workers on Instagram, and I've been really trying to get her to send me some shit so I can review it, because they do not send out shit for review, because they know that it's, a lot of their juice is old school style 50/50s and shit still, a lot of stuff like that. But they have stepped their game up in some of the areas. Like they have some new juices. They also have some new mods and shit, but the prices have also increased. They're like 30-watt regulated fucking little box mods are like literally like $120. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
No.
And they're like, oh, we have the best quality though. You're paying for quality.
No, you're not. You're paying.
Come on, people.
I'd rather pay $75 to get a fucking Taro Nano.
Those vape presso stuff.
I'd
you know what I mean?
And pay under $30 for a Zenith and get all day battery life.
Well, here's the thing. If there would have been even something super simple like this when I very first started vaping, and my whole experience would have been so much easier, because I've dual used for like 6 months.
Yeah.
So, and then I started using
Would you gotten in the hobby side if you would have found that device?
Probably not. Probably not, because I didn't have to.
I think we all
because I didn't have to. Because I had to do so much research and I had to try so many different products. You're right. Being on YouTube, because I was tired of getting ripped off and I was tired of buying really shitty products. So going on YouTube was like definitely the start of me getting into this side of it, But here's the thing, whether or not I would have quit smoking earlier, and that's probably the most important thing. But the experience was fun. I got to try a lot of, I was there right at the beginning. That was really cool for me. Not the beginning, because vaping's been around since like the fucking 70s. But I was at the beginning of this new wave of vaping, to where where we still called tanks glassamizers. And you know what I mean? Like shit like that, It's a clear miser, but they got a glass tank. It's fucking crazy. Things like, all that new, all that being new, the sub-ohm tanks being new. People are so lucky now to jump into this at this point and have so many great options. And it's actually hard to find something that's unsatisfying now. You really have to fucking try to find. You have to make yourself ignorant to everything around you. Never go online. Never look at any reviews. And maybe you can go and find some shoddy shit from like Vaporfy or something, or at fucking Walgreens. But even Walgreens has a 30-watt mod kit now with a sub-ohm tank. It's got a 0.5 coils in it. It's $50, which is overpriced. But if you don't know shit and you go to Walgreens, you can get a fucking good vape. And they even have juices in glass bottles that are overpriced. Again, they're like $30 a bottle, but it's possible that you could find a juice that's decent and a mod that's decent at fucking Walgreens, which to me is a huge step in the right direction.
Walmart's got sub-ohm tanks and everything like that too, right in their fucking cigarette section.
It's a huge.
And here's the
step.
thing with that. The thing with that is if we had a device like the Me One, or let's say I even found the Rock by Boulder, and I had their stuff, and I started it because the whole vision that we all had is that we're going to grab one of these things. We're going to go from 12 milligrams to 6 milligrams to 3 milligrams to not using it whatsoever. And then we're done. We're free. If I only found that and I was able to get all of those different strengths, you know, and I never stepped foot into a vape shop or never had to look at YouTube reviews, that would have been it. It would have been step, done.
Yeah, I remember when that was like a big thing, was that all companies, if you didn't have the step down in your products, people would like say, "Oh, you're not really supporting vaping because you don't have 12s, 6s, 3s, and 0s." Right. And now everybody's got 6, 3, and 0. I mean, and a lot of times they don't have 0s because people aren't really using it to step down anymore. I'm using it as a replacement method.
Yeah.
I don't really care about quitting nicotine. I care about having nicotine delivered to me in a safer fashion, you know.
Right.
Because I like nicotine.
Yeah.
It fucking helps me get through my day.
I don't want to go into Alzheimer's like my grandma did when she sat there and quit smoking all cold turkey. Her brain just went.
My grandpa, the same thing. He would sit around and go like this with no cigarette all fucking day long until he couldn't even do that anymore.
They were like I think like a carton like every couple days, you know, him and my grandpa and my mom and dad were 3 packs a day smokers too, so 6 packs a day out of a carton. You know, they only have 4 left. You know, it's not good. And I'm like sitting there looking at my dad now, and his health is deteriorating because he's actually weaned off of everything. He actually even quit vaping. You know, once in a while he'll take a toke on my mom's, but my mom's like a 3, and she's like, "No, I don't want 3. I want to go 0." I'm like, as soon as I make her 0, she's like, "No, I want 3." I was like, yeah, Mom, you need 3 because of the fact that the stress that she, 3 kids still growing up and 11 grandkids and 3 great grandkids. It's okay. They're a year out, so it took me a while to get them on. But
well, Travis, guys, it's about that time for me.
All right, Natty, thank you so much for coming, man. I really appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you having me, man. I unfortunately got to go, punch that clock like everybody else. So.
Hey, you're always welcome to come back, man, anytime you want.
Yeah. Like
every Sunday we're doing this. So.
Just throw me a link, and I can let you know if I'm up to doing it. I got suckered into going to a freaking baby shower after church today, and...
You say, "Hey, I'm a man. I don't go to baby showers. I shower babies."
It was other dudes there, but still, it was.
Who wants to see a baby in a shower?
I'm gonna throw that damn baby out of the shower.
It was so ratchet, dude. It was all you saw was titties and girls wearing skin tights and stuff. It's like, dude.
Maybe I've been going to the wrong baby shower.
No,
I'm saying.
No, but when your wife is there, you just have to I'm not looking at anything. There. I'm not looking at anything.
I say, "Honey, can you get me a drink?"
Right. Cash is like, yeah. Say what?
Yeah, he's like,
but why don't you tell them where they can find you, Natty?
Oh, well, you can. Well, I'm a lazy ass reviewer, like I said earlier. So, whenever I do put stuff up, you can find me on YouTube under Big Natty Vapes, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, but the majority of the time, when I do have free time, I am in Vape Shack jail because that's where they keep me hostage, and that's where I hang out most of the time. So that's where y'all can check me out.
And somebody, Nikki, maybe you can put his link into the chat.
Yeah. Well, actually,
or somebody whose computer won't crash when they start talking like that.
Don't make me do it. You just go search it yourself.
Hold on, I got it.
There you go, Paul can do it.
I got it.
And everybody go subscribe to Big Natty, man.
Yeah, if Natty actually chatted in the chat, all you have to do is click on the little 3 dots and go to the channel.
Yeah, that's all you got to do.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
If you do subscribe to Big Natty, hit that bell because you never know when or what time of the night he's going to post that video. You don't want to miss it.
Oh,
there you
go. Oh, don't subject people to that shit.
Notification squad.
It'd be like, They'd be like, wait a minute, I woke up to watch this shit?
No, Natty, I treat it as like a drinking game. Anytime Big Natty pops up, you gotta run to the fridge and grab a beer.
Yeah. Oh, fuck's wrong with that guy?
Need to watch some reviews.
He's like, he just posted 6 reviews tonight. I know he's fucking with me.
Fuck, I'm hammered. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I gotta be up for work in 3 hours.
Right? Oh, man. That's crazy. All right. Well, night, guys, man. I appreciate it again. Y'all guys have a great one. And keep it crazy as usual.
Talk to you soon, brother, man.
Guys, take it easy.
You as well.
All right, later.
Wow.
And then there were 4.
And then there were 4.
And we get
Battle Royale.
Big.
We're too much. We're too big now.
Do you like your little overlay?
Ooh.
I love that actually a lot.
It's real nice.
It's real nice.
It's nice. Yeah.
Hercules. Okay, so why don't we get to some coils while we still have some time.
Yeah. I didn't buy shit online ever, you know.
Oh, yeah. Paul, hit us with the knowledge, brother.
Everything that I had bought when I first started was local from the brick and mortars and everything like that. And when I joined up with you guys, you know, I was using mech mods. So my first actual online purchase was because of Shane and Ruby in the group with the Sigelli 150. And I purchased the original Sigelli 150 for $30 cheaper than any brick and mortar in the local area from Vape 101.
I love Vape 101. 101 Vape, actually.
101 Vape, yeah. And their customer service was real quick. They had it on back order. They're just like, as soon as they come in, we'll email you. 3 days later, I get an email, and it was actually at my doorstep that same day.
They are the best online retailer located in Carlsbad, California.
Yes.
They're probably the only ones, but they're also the best. I have. Speaking of big ass ad, they have some of the products that 101 specifically has are really stupid. They have a lot of their own like house products, right?
Yep.
Well, not anymore. They did. And they had this giant. It was a 40 millimeter Addy. It was a 3-post 40 millimeter Addy, and the posts were the same size as like a 22 millimeter Addy. Yep. They had 1 millimeter holes. And they were tiny, sitting right in the middle of this giant fucking Addy.
The biggest wire you could put in there was 24 gauge.
If that.
Yeah.
If that. I mean, honestly, it was more like 26 gauge. And so there'd be like these little tiny coils sitting inside this giant fucking atomizer. It was so stupid. But, you know, that's...
But you get tons of airflow, bro.
They did. There were slots that were probably 3 inches long and like an inch fucking wide. Too much airflow for that stupid little coil, but yeah. All right.
Yeah, so 101 Vape for my Sigelli 150 was the very first online vaping purchase that I had made. And then after that, it was IMR batteries because I was just like, I'm not paying fucking shop prices for, you know, Samsung 25R fucking Smurfs. And I got them from IMR batteries for fucking $4.99 a piece, and I picked up about 20 of them.
Yeah.
So...
You know, I remember buying because so maybe I'm a little bit older than you. Well, I definitely am a little bit older than you. But I remember buying the Sigelli 100. You remember those?
See, no, the Sigelli 100 was out when I was getting into regulated devices, but I wasn't. They had announced that they were coming out with the 150, and I said, well, if I'm going to be getting really into coil building and lower ohms, I want something that's going to last me.
Fuck, it was within weeks. Anyways, I mean, it was like 100. 2 weeks later, the 150, then the 150 plus, then all these.
Yeah, was so much prettier than the 150.
It was.
Well, because it had the
I was so
switch.
disappointed with the 150 with not having that design. It just looked like a flat box, and I have it. I still have my.
I still have mine too.
Yeah, I still have my 150.
The only thing that's wrong with mine is the ring around the top where an RDA kind of scratched the tip and not. so
Scratch the
upset
tip.
Scratch the deck. Well, the ring around the collar, I always call it. Because I had a bottom airflow that kind of got a little sharp. I hate that.
I love those ones.
I don't
love
like
those
that
ones.
one. Now that one looks nice because you. Put
I
the
got
skin
that
on it.
wood skin on there.
That looks nice,
I like
but
it.
the one
Looks
I
dope.
had, it started chipping.
Yeah,
off.
it was almost like the IPv3. You know, it was just a fucking black flat box.
Step up.
The IPV. That's what I was trying to remember. Is that I remember that there was those ones, the 150s and the 100s, but there was also like the second company that was making basically the same fucking products, and it was the IPVs.
Yeah.
Was it? What was that company? Was it IPV? Was the company? No.
Pioneer for you.
Pioneer for you.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are they now?
They're still around.
They're still making products. Now you got to realize, I think it was Natty and a whole bunch of others were like over in Vaporium when they all got theirs, the IPv4s, when they had that charging issue thing.
Yep.
And they were all in there disassembling the product to make it not See,
I had one of the initial releases of the IPv4 and I never had an issue with mine. And I had that stupid
either. It's just that when the fix came
everybody
out,
was having
they
everybody was
just
just like, I'm gonna do it.
Just do it now.
Well, see, that's why I never used that onboard charging. I took that adapter that came with it and just fucking chucked it.
It was pretty immediate that everybody knew not to anyways. Like, if you were on YouTube at all, I mean, for people who weren't on YouTube, I felt really bad because I mean, it was like literally before mine even got here in the mail, I already knew not to use
when they did the IPv4 Plus, they took away that external charging port, internal charging port rather. So what they should have done is just fucking sent everybody who bought an IPv4 and sent a little fucking rubber stopper plug to plug that thing up.
They started, and then the second versions started having it plugged up.
Right.
And it was the same with the IPV where they had the switch on top, the touch sensor.
The touch, yeah.
Where you get a little bit of fucking hot juice on it and it would fire.
Yeah, the IPv3, yeah.
This is back in the days when even regulated mods were fucking dangerous.
Right.
We're always talking about like, newbies shouldn't be using mech mods that are hybrid. It's like back then, like, don't use anything because it's gonna explode. So some questions up here. I think it was, who the fuck was it? Let me see.
Oh yeah, the Natasha girl is looking for hot girls. I'm like, dang, there's some out there.
Shit, I'll be right back.
Amy,
she's looking for hot girls.
He said looking for hot girls.
Amy wanted to know, does anybody do monthly things like sample box or vape box? A sample box still is a thing.
Yeah.
So you can still get sample box.
I like sample box. I filled out that thing, took, I think, an hour picking out my flavor profile, and they were so spot off. Oh.
Yeah, no, they're
so bad. It was like, a lot of them were almost expired when I got them.
You have to go into sample box, especially just kind of thinking like this is not the way I'm going to get my monthly juice.
And I got the first one for the reviewer's box, to sit there and to push it up. I sit there one back. I go, you don't want my review on this.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, a lot of the stuff was just like, I'm like, you're sending me old stuff that's been like out for years and almost expiration date was bad. I'm like, no.
There are other ones like Drip Club. Drip Club used to do good. They used to do a box every month, but now they do a thing called the Hero Box. It's always a really good deal. They'll tell you right up front exactly what juice is going to come in it, and it's usually like 300 mils for $50, which is a great deal. And a lot of the juices they put in there are juices that they have something to do with, like they'll have a lot of the Animal Unleashed, Carnage, Looper, that kind of shit, and just different juices every month. Like they'll do some like Milkman stuff, or so. I mean, if you're looking for like just to try a bunch of different juices, stuff like that is a good idea. What's the one that comes with the hardware and shit too? I forget the name of it.
Vape
Box.
Vape Box. Yeah, I mean that's a thing too. So
yeah, it's 3 tiers. You can either get 60 mils of juice for like $20.
You can get just a juice one too.
Yeah,
with no hardware.
A small hardware surprise for $45. Which is going to be ultimately like a clone Addy or an authentic cheaper Addy, and then the 65 a month box comes with like something crazy like 150 mils of juice, and you can ultimately get a really nice authentic Addy or even they've sent out mech mods and tanks and regulated devices as well. So
I totally just misread what Kenny B was saying. He said if it was a motorcycle tranny, I would be fine, and I'm like, motorcycle transvestite, like a biker tranny. I'd be all right with that too. Yeah, no, but there is.
Don't forget to get your tranny flushed.
But here's the thing. Yeah, Amy, if you're curious about any of these boxes, I highly recommend before you order, go look at some unboxings and some reviews of it, and as recent as recent as possible. I mean, you can look at older ones, and that's really not going to give you an idea of what you're going to can expect.
Yeah,
in your boxes.
Only issue I have with Sample Box is it's supposed to send you an assortment. And it seemed like every month I was getting like 3 or 4 from the same company.
Yeah.
And if one of their juice was shit, the rest
Most
of
of
the
them
other
are.
three you kind of knew.
They bought from sister companies and stuff, and that were,
Yeah.
Well,
things about Sample Box and Drip Club and a lot of these bigger companies that have been around for a long time, they have bought out tons of other companies. Like Drip Club bought out Philip Rock. You know, Philip Rock was known to be like super premium juices and shit. Drip Club bought them out, so they own that, all their brands, and it's the same with Sample Box. Sample Box is a huge company with a lot of money, and they bought out a lot of mom and pop juice places. So.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately what it is they picked up the rights for distro for them, and then ultimately just took over the production of it as well. You know,
but then that makes you kind of worry too if they're actually making the ones that are actually bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had no complaints with Drip Club's new versions of the Animal Unleashed lines. I've really enjoyed them. I'm actually vaping one tonight, the Arrow, the strawberry funnel cake. I like it a lot. No problem with it.
I just did a review on that one, and I like where it's going. It's kind of like a basic juice, but I feel that one's missing that buttery fried note to make it an actual funnel cake.
We were talking about that in the lounge the other night.
I got tons of fried from it. See, like to me, like I thought even like the because a lot of times you'll just get cake. Like when they say funnel cake, you'll just get cake. Maybe not buttery fried, but I definitely felt like it was more funnel cake than cake. I don't know.
Okay.
It's not a perfect juice, but I think that it is. You're right. It's going in the right direction.
Well, the one thing fried that I like is the fried bananas from the fried line.
Fried stuff is good.
That and the Twinkie one I love, but the Oreo.
See, I love the fried Oreo one.
I didn't like the Oreo that way. I think it was just too chocolatey. It was like that rich chocolate. I don't like the chocolate Oreos anymore.
Chocolate's rough with vaping, in my experience, but
the fried bananas taste like plantains though, like fried plantains.
Okay, so hold on, Lefa, you tried this. Okay, so it wasn't it wasn't preference for you, but was it like terrible?
Well,
was it like making you barf?
Here's what I said in my review. I'm like, if you like a strawberry vape, then you'll probably like it because it's got the good first hit of strawberry with it.
Yeah.
If you like a strawberry with a bakery, then you'll probably like it. I didn't get too much of the powdered sugar finish that they said, and like I said, I couldn't designate which pastry it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a straight up funnel cake, you're not going to get a funnel cake taste out of it. But if you want a pastry with some strawberries on it, then it's decent. It's well blended. There's no harsh throat hit with it. I get the nicotine and 3 from them, so it's not harsh there. It's decent juice and it's worth the price for a premium label. But if you're looking for all of those notes, it's not there.
Yeah. No, you're totally right, and that's something that we have noticed as well is that with vaping, it's like there's very rarely will there be a juice that is 100% so dead on that even without reading the description, you could say exactly what they're going for, right? And we try that a lot. We won't even look at the description, and we'll just say, okay, this is what we're getting, right? These are the flavors that we're getting. Sometimes they're so fucking far from what they say they are. But what really matters at the end of the day is, like, is this a good vape? Is this a good vape product? And I think that's kind of where we're going with our reviews and, like, trying to focus less on, is this exactly what they say it is? And more is like, hey, is this a good for whatever it is, But so the reason why I asked is because when I posted this review, we got one of the first comments was like, "Oh yeah, no, I've seen other reviews, and they said it was like literally the worst juice they've ever tried, and it made them barf." And I'm like, well, then maybe they got something different, because it might not be for everybody, but it definitely didn't make me barf, and it didn't make me choke or any of that shit. So I don't know.
It's not a barf juice, but it is what it is. Like I said, you got to find what tastes good to you.
But everybody vapes at different watts. Everybody vapes on different devices. Now, unless you're sitting there telling every reviewer out there to sit there and vape at the exact same ohm, exact same coil, exact same everything, you're never going to get the exact. And we all have different taste buds, so.
Yeah, taste is completely subjective.
Well, yeah, when we say taste is subjective, we're not saying that a strawberry doesn't taste like a strawberry. What we're saying is that the way we interpret those flavors is different for every fucking person.
We also all live in different states and across the countries and stuff like that. And your version of a strawberry that you get your strawberries where, and I get my strawberries here in Ohio, are totally different. It's clay soil, like Doc says, clay soil and potted soil. You know what I'm saying? 2 different soils, 2 different strawberries. So it's about that maker's preference on what they like.
Yes. And also, but also, when it comes to vaping, unless they're extracting their own flavors, there's really only a few different flavorings that you can get to that are strawberry. And so, most of them are pretty similar. When you taste, like this strawberry, I can tell you right now, it's just like probably some kind of Capella sweet strawberry. Maybe it's a special Capella sweet strawberry made just for Drip Club. I mean, I don't know, but it's definitely a sweet strawberry flavor. Yeah. Maybe with some ripe strawberry flavoring in it, maybe some red touch. Who knows, right? But it's definitely a artificial strawberry flavor, and it's definitely, it's that I can tell that what they're going for. But the way I taste that strawberry isn't going to be the same way that Paul tastes that strawberry, or Leafa, or Mickey. It's like we're all going to interpret it in different ways through our different experiences. How accurate our own tastes are, like there's so much that goes into it. And so when we do reviews, we do a lot of first impressions reviews. Like I want to know exactly, like the very first time I try this juice, is this going to be for me, and so we always try to say, okay, like, look, this is how we feel about it. This is our impressions of it. That does not mean it's going to be the same thing you think, so.
Now, there's also one juice I've seen at my local shop that I want to try just because of the label, what it says on it. It says there, it's a monkey bread. Okay, everybody knows what monkey bread is. It's that pulled apart cinnamon bun with the raisins in it.
I love that shit.
But it sits there and says, at higher watts, you'll get the raisins. Lower watts, you won't. So right there is that changing in liquid where if some people vape at lower watts and some people vape at higher watts, some people might not like the raisins. Some people might,
And what kind of build you have, and what RDA you're using, and if you're using a tank. I mean, it's so many things. What kind of wire are you using? Nichrome, stainless steel? Are you using Kanthal?
I hate to sit there and say this. What kind of cotton you're using?
Oh, big time! What kind of cotton you're using? Yeah.
Oh, she said it.
Yeah. No, that's why I've always gone for cotton bacon, because to me, cotton bacon is the most neutral of cottons that I've had personally.
Yeah, again, go back with I'm a huge cotton bacon fan. I'm still rocking the shit out of this whole bag of native wicks. Like I'm not even a third of the way through it.
And that's the one that's a lot like the cotton in question, right? Yeah.
But yeah, no, it comes the exact same way.
The cotton in question.
The cotton in question.
I just picked some.
But I have 12 feet of the cotton in question too. Like it has that stuff too.
Right.
It's the same.
But yeah, I've barely even gone through this, and I would have gone through 2 packages of bacon so far.
That's because bacon also comes in strips, and you actually lose a little bit of cotton when you're cutting it. And this depends on.
Oh, I've been over pulling using this stuff like big time. Like, oh yeah, I got 2 coils. I'm gonna pull out a section that's freaking long.
Yeah, it's so fucking dense, man. That shit is
but
so
dense.
Dense.
That's the thing. You pull it off, and it's so dense, and you're like, I'm fucking ripping extra strips just to fit it in my coils. So.
Did you guys happen to watch Todd review?
Flavor is good.
Review today.
Of what?
He reviewed how to wick with wire mesh and an RDTA.
I've seen him do videos like that.
Well, he sits there and actually shows it. He actually shows how to, like make the wire, like, the mesh thin enough to go into the holes, where he trims it off at. He puts it down in the chamber and then just tucks the cotton on it, and it just sucks it all up. It was amazing. I was like, oh, I want to maybe do that with some of my RDTA. So.
What's going on, JP? Yeah. I love mesh for certain flavors. That's going back because I remember using Genesis atomizers way back in the day. That you had, you didn't have to, but basically you had to. Is it me?
I don't know. Maybe it was me.
Okay.
Maybe
somebody. Let me know if I do.
Okay, you're fine now.
Okay, good. So yeah, I like mesh a lot for certain flavors, but then other flavors, like for custards and stuff, it really does not hold that flavor very well, in my opinion. For fruits, it's very crisp and nice. So there's some questions I wanted to answer really quick, and I wanted to say what's up to JFM. Thanks for joining us. Oh yeah, so another question for Amy. Amy's full of questions tonight. What do you guys think about I Love Cookies 2 by Mad Hatter? I was not a big fan of the 2. I liked the original I Love Cookies, but I wasn't crazy about the I Love Cookies 2. Anybody else?
I've never tried it.
Okay.
Fan of V1, not so much on the V2. It left a little bit to be desired for me.
Yeah, I felt like why make this? Because the first one was very good, and I thought the second one was kind of paled in comparison. But
yeah, definitely.
Some people, and West End Liquid says, I think I'll continue to use my old squares of cotton and enjoy them. There's nothing wrong with your old cotton Muji pads or even organic cotton balls if you break them in right and you put some juice on, you blow them off. Like those first couple of hits off of just a cotton pad, to me, are just harsh. It's so harsh and can really like change the way you taste juice. I don't know. I don't like to fuck with that stuff. I was gonna say if you're on a budget, go for the fucking the cotton in question, but no, it's the same. It's the same price as cotton bacon. It's all the same price.
If you're on a real big budget, you can always use your organic cotton balls.
And if you're on a really big budget, then I think that anything is better than smoking, and so go for some organic cotton. But if you have a choice, I think maybe try out a few different, what we would call vaping cottons, like cotton bacon or native wicks or Texas tough, any of that kind of shit, and then see what your personal preference is. I've just always used the cotton bacon and then V2 and then now the Evo. It's what I'm really comfortable with. I'm really used to waking with it, and I like the flavor on it. So,
It's really bad when your local brick and mortar actually runs out of cotton sometimes.
Oh yeah, that happened all the time. Oh yeah.
Oh, it happens up here all the time too.
Yeah, it's like they were always running out of that. So as soon as they get in stock, I buy like 3 bags. Because I don't want to wait for my Muji cotton, and I don't have a Sephora near me where I can get the Shiseido.
I have a couple of.
I go in there. I'm like, I need the cotton squares.
Yeah, I have the. I got a couple of packs of the Chateau San cotton sent over from the guys at Blooms. And I use that specifically when I'm in between regular wicking materials. And it looks...
I was just responding to the old pussy... The old pussy...
Moose knuckle.
The old pussy pouch.
Douche.
I think he needs a douche.
Yeah, probably.
Clean your mouth, Moose Knuckles. Get a douche.
But I use the Chateau San, and it form and look is exactly that of Muji, but you don't have that break-in flavor for some reason, that the way that the Chateau makes the pads.
Yeah, it might be the way that they rinse it with hot water and then several times.
Yeah, I mean, and it's USA made because it's from Hawaii, and it's a Hawaiian natural grown cotton. So who fucking knows?
Cotton moose. So Amy asked another question. She's new to vaping, so she has a lot of questions. So we're here to answer them. That's what we do. How to get rid of vapor's tongue? I've never personally experienced vapor tongue.
What?
It's just not something I've ever dealt with personally.
Yeah.
But lemon juice is really good. Black coffee is really good.
Black coffee.
Also spicy things like
spicy things. Yeah.
Like I have usually like wasabi peas,
hot sauce.
or like little Cheez-Its that are like hot and spicy Cheez-Its. Anything like or to kind of cleanse the palate, to kind of shock it,
like big, strong, bold flavors.
Yeah.
Try to stay away from lemonades. That's the weirdest thing, man, because lemonades make everything taste a little weird when you're vaping on it.
I've actually,
unless it's a lemonade vape.
I'm a huge fan of eating sushi, so I always cleanse the palate with the pickled ginger.
Yeah,
I actually use anytime that I get Vapor's Tongue, I'll drink a black iced coffee, and then I'll have a couple pieces of pickled ginger, and then I'm good for the next couple of weeks.
Try some wasabi peas.
Feed dog is so funny. My Addie's so full of dog hair after a few hours. What's the difference? That's great. Nice.
We should get to the coils.
Yeah, no, we definitely will. I just wanted to say, it's kind of weird. I never got Vapor Tongue. Maybe it's because I vape a lot of different juice. But even recently, where I've pretty much exclusively vaped my own juice. I just made 1,000 mils of it today. I'm waiting for it to steep. So even then, like I can vape only that juice all week, and I never suffer from it. Some people do, some people don't. I haven't even heard people talking about it in a long time. When I was first starting, it was like everybody ever talked about was like Vapor Tongue.
In the fucking my first time in the group. I'm sitting here going like, all I vape is goddamn fucking shit from Mountain Baker. Why do I cannot flavor taste stuff?
Well, maybe you were lucky. Let's just say that.
Yeah, right.
I still get because we still have all of our original reviews of all the Mount Baker stuff up online, and we get fucking comments on those videos all the time. The other day, some guys commented on the one of the guar flavors, and he's like, this shit is still my #1 fucking juice. I still have it in my rotation.
I still love the guar flavors, man.
They're good, but they're 50-50. And there was like the one thing about those juices. Everything else about Baker, you can get 100% VG. Well, not 100%. You can get max VG. But that was like the one line where we're like, nope, can't fuck with this shit. You gotta have it 50-50. Yeah. And for me, that's not acceptable anymore. It is good. They are good flavors, man. Gizmoglobin is good.
Gizmoglobin, yep.
Is really good. All of them are pretty good. Not the colored
and
ones.
The thing with those higher percents of PG, you're getting more flavor because the PG carries it better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So absolutely. Sometimes I don't fear a 60-40 once in a while if it's a flavor that I think I'm gonna enjoy.
Sometimes 60-40 is good. It depends on the quality of those ingredients. Like places like Nitro Labs, they have flavors like Forbidden Donut and Moon Waffles.
Moon Waffles.
They're like 65, VG, which is a little low for what I normally would like. But you can't even tell. I mean, it's not like it's not like it has a throat hit. It's not like it tastes different. It actually, in a lot of ways, it has a more robust, kind of nuanced flavor. Because you're getting more of those notes. So, But for me, still the magic spot is a minimum 70. My juice that I make, I think, is 78-22. Just because when you're tinkering, and that's what I always like the most is when a juice is like some odd numbers, because that really shows that like they're not worried about like, hey, I have to have this juice be 80-20.
Yeah. Right.
It's like I have to make this juice taste the way I want it to, and whatever it comes out to, that's what it is.
Right.
And the reason mine is 78-22 is because I have 22% flavoring, and the rest is fucking VG. So
Like this one. It says 85%.
Yeah.
It's not an even number. It's
Those are always my favorite juices, and you'll see that like some companies. I think it was Charlie Noble. Each flavor had a different ratio.
Yep.
Some of them had similar ratios, but it was like 74, 68.
68-32 for Charlie's Custard. Yeah.
It was all over the place because they just did it what they needed to have it. It wasn't like, hey, I have to have this specific. And there was a while there where like you had to have 70-30 or 80-20 because like everybody was on this huge VG kick, and that's stuck. And that's the norm now. But like I remember when that was a new thing. I'm old though, so. All right, let's get to these coils. Oh, go ahead, Led.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like my key lime pie Greek yogurt I make is a 93 if I just go rest with VG. But some devices I need to add a little bit of PG in there to make it run.
Something like this, something like the Limo drop. I got this out because I do want to talk about tanks. Not obviously we're out of time this time, but I really do. And so maybe next time you guys get all your tanks together that you've used through the years, because we started with things like the K-Fun and the there was like a different tank. I forget the name of it. I'll have to dig it out. But it had a little bit more airflow than the K-Fun, but it was very similar. So we used that for a long time. And then I got things like the Limo drop, which I used to think this thing was a monster. Like, oh, this has so much fucking airflow. And then things like the UD Goblin came out and all the whole UD big airflow RTAs, big airflow. And, by today's standards, they're very, very fucking restricted. But nowadays you get such great things like this fucking Anakin Scion tank with the RTA section. This blows, it's like a $30 tank, and this blows away every fucking tank I had for the first 5 years I baked. You know what I mean? And it's basically just like fucking, it's just like a throwaway $30 cheap tank, but it's so good. And it's funny to see that like we've come from where this Limo drop cost me like $60 to this fucking Scion fucking, from Anakin.
Mini that I paid, I think like $50 for.
Yeah. I really would love to talk about tanks.
The super tank. Some people, some of the high-end guys really love the super tank because they can have the higher ohm coils in there and get their, their top of the line juice in there and really conserve it.
Oh God, yeah. And we've come so far from tanks, and I would love to have a discussion about like what makes a good tank, why it took us so long to get to where we're at now. So that's a really interesting conversation that I think we can have. And so I think next week for the coil for the coil showcase, build your favorite RTA.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Build a tank. I want to see everybody's favorite tank builds. So not a specific build, but just show me what you use in your rebuildable tanks. I'm really interested to see. The Russian, oh my God, the Russian 91%. Holy shit, that used to be the shit, man, So, yeah. Okay, let's look at these coils, though. I think that we're going to do it very similar than we normally do it. I'll just go to share screen. Nope.
And we're out the air.
No way. Don't fucking come on, man. Oh, Lord. Okay.
I've been gone for a couple of weeks, but I still watch the show. It's been quite entertaining on the replay.
Oh, we fucking... Oh, my God.
If you freeze up or leave, it's your own fault. It's your...
Oh, definitely. No, if it's fucked up now, then it's fucked up all the way.
But you gotta realize we're going to be still streaming.
Yeah.
No, well, that's good. No, at least
I think
that
so,
would be a thing.
It's affected on your other end, and you don't have to push the stop.
No, I think that you guys would continue streaming,
which
I always wanted anyways. Like, I don't want it just to be a blank spot. So, all right, so let's go ahead and share the screen. I'm going to share my desktop. There we go. Okay. Now, everybody, let us know if you can see that. I'm pretty sure you can.
Yep. Well,
okay, good.
On my thing, so.
Okay, good. Now, chat, let us know if you can see it. Mine first. Okay, Kenny B's first. I gotta find yours. I didn't mark any of them. Shit.
You have to rename them to the people's. No.
I usually do, but I won't. I didn't today. But okay, so here we're just gonna start. I think these are from Kenny B. Yeah, these are Kenny B's.
Those look so good on that screen too.
They're beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, wrong one. Okay, let's go ahead and. Kenny B's second coil was the same coil, but obviously it's a different picture. It's beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
I love his graphic, the little skull with the coil, the coil on his head. I love that shit. You should know it's
Kenny B's because his logo's right on there.
No, I did. The first one just didn't have his logos on it. Okay. I wish I could get my fucking shots to look that nice. They just never look that nice.
Actually, macro lenses are really great.
I gotta get me one. Well, you know, I have a camera with a macro lens.
No,
It's like the kind that it has on there, but
this little
no, I know, but
I
gotta bust out my actual camera. I'm always so lazy. I just never want to do it.
Little $10 add-on.
And there's an up-close shot. That one's a little blurry. That looks more like mine, but it's still gorgeous.
So good.
Just like the way that wire ripples. I just can't get enough of it. I love it. Okay. So there's Kenny B's. Thank you so much, Kenny. Man, I can't wait for your shop. You know, or for no, you're not the one opening the shop. Who's opening the shop? Clean's opening the shop. Both you guys should open shops.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go. We'll start down here at the end. This is from Paul, right?
Yep.
Was this an alien?
Series aliens.
Series aliens, huh? What's that ohm out
Series
to?
aliens.
It's a serious alien.
That it was a 0.22.
Wow. You're rocking series at 0.22, huh?
Yes, sir.
Fucking
The ramp
low.
up time, it's all Canthal and 80.
Oh, okay.
So the ramp up time takes a little while.
So you got like 2 pounds of wire in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Oh, that's back to Kenny again. Okay, I gotta just go out here. Okay. And then this is another series build.
no, that's actually not a series build. That is a single build. That is a 0.1.
Damn.
So that's a 0.1. That is 23 gauge and 25 gauge firewire, 7 or 8 wrap on a 3mm.
Okay. That firewire is fucking amazing.
That's rowdy shit, man. It's good stuff.
That shit was dope. Yeah, I got some sent to me. I fucking played with it. I still have some. I really, really enjoyed that wire. It was
good stuff.
It's so rowdy, man. I mean, that was like one of the only, you know, if you want to just do a normal bitch build, get yourself some specialty wire like Firewire, because that shit will come alive.
It's one of the cleanest and most rowdy, you know, less ramp up time stainless steels that's out there. You know, the blend that they have is like dialed in 100%.
Now here's mine. It's fucking, of course, it's all blurry, but it is a fused Clapton with nichrome as the Clapton wrap. 36 gauge nichrome is the Claptoning wrap. In the cores are 2 pieces of 24 gauge Canthal, I believe, and then in between each one, it's a parallel build, stage heating build, and in between each one is a piece of 26 gauge nichrome. So it's a nice build. I just kind of like put together that this is what I was throwing in my RDA anyways, and so I just kind of took a picture of it. Oh shit, I lost them. Okay, here we go. Yeah, there's another picture of it. Same thing though. Okay. Now, whose is this?
That's my firing of the. That's a glow shot of the series aliens.
Okay. That's some white hot shit.
Yes, sir.
Now, this is Nikki. Now, this is fucking awesome. It really, really is awesome. It's probably my favorite build of the night. It's a quad. Oh, let's go.
I was gonna say, that's just 10 wraps for coils.
And there's a great shot of it, though. I like this shot of it.
Shot.
I just love the barrel
sick.
shot of that. Oh my god, kissing coils, I love it. And then we have a small video that we're gonna play as well of it getting rowdy.
Yes.
And I actually did download the video,
Yeah,
so let's go ahead and show that. Uh-oh.
Slow-mo video.
I'll turn the volume down on that. The thing about quad coils is that all you guys got to remember is if you're going to use quad coils, probably want to use something like either a stacked mod or a regulated mod, because that's going to have some ramp up time to it.
I ended up taking it off of there.
Yeah.
I was like, it's low enough for my parallel, but it needs some boost.
It's got to have some power to go into it. There's a lot of wire in there, you know. And sometimes, even with things like parallel builds, you have to understand you're going to have diminishing returns as you put more and more and more wire inside of that. Okay, now who else do we got here? Let me see here. Oh, this is another picture of Paul's. No, that's the same picture. Never mind.
That's the same picture. There is a glow shot of that fourth one from the.
There we go. Got it. Excellent. Very clean. What's that mod?
That is the High On.
And you got the little Delrin protector there, or is that just the top?
No,
of the,
no, that's
of
the top cap. That's the top
okay.
cap. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
It's the High On Barn Brigade Team Edition. My captain's
okay.
mod.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Okay, now we have some from, oh my god, I can't remember who sent them to me. It's Zachary Johnson. So Zachary Johnson's coils are, here's one. I like this build a lot.
Those are nice.
It's a fucking another quad build, and it looks like Transformers. Very beautiful. And now this is the 40 millimeter or 46 millimeter
Alliance,
yeah. Which, I mean, if you're doing stuff like this, then, you know, if you're filling that whole thing up with wire and wick, then I can see the need for it. Not the need, but I mean, I can see why you would want to use it. And look at all those look at that deck. It's just madness. Absolute madness. All right. But it's a cool build. I definitely dig it. And then he's got another picture. He entered 2 builds, and so the second one is this. This is one of my favorite builds as well. This is a parallel fused Clapton. This is definitely, I love these builds. I do a lot of these kind of builds myself. A lot of times I'll do spaced parallel fused Claptons, which is probably one of my favorite builds. One of my favorite parallel builds, at least. So I love that. Also in the Alliance. So he's finding all kinds of cool reasons to use that Alliance. And this is from Mad Dog. This is from Scott. I think this is Scott's first addition to the show, and this is something he built himself. He was going to cheat and just put in a Yeti wire coil, but he couldn't find them, and so he put this together real quick, and it is a cool little transformer build. So thank you very much, Scotty.
Nice,
yeah, I like that.
RDA.
Oh, it is. It is one of those spring ones.
Yeah, it's the new Springer.
Oh, that's dope. How does that work, Scott, if he's still awake?
You just push down each side and you lock them in.
Yep.
It's nice.
Is it cool? I was worried about it actually having good connection, though. You know what I mean? Because even with my like grub screw ones and shit, I'm always having to retighten my shit down. I think that's everybody's coils. Yep, that's it. All right, we fucking made it through it. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
It worked.
Holy shit.
These are my coils.
All right. Okay, well, I think that's about it for the night. I really want to thank everybody who came and watched the show. I wanted to thank everybody on the panel. We're really glad to have Lifa come and join us. You know, every time he comes, it's always fun. Paul, you know, always a pleasure, my friend. And Vaping with Nikki B, not only a great guest, but also responsible for the stability of this fucking show tonight. So thank you so much. All right, yeah, I think that Scott fell asleep, unfortunately. He can watch the replay. All right, so why don't we go through, let everybody say where they can find you, and if you have anything that you want to pimp out, now's the time. Nikki?
You can come over to my channel, subscribe. We'll be having a giveaway for my 1,000 subscribers. It's going to have tons of stuff. I just found out the other day that Adore is giving 120 ml bottles to each one of the Steam Crave Aromizer Plus full kits. That includes the Velocity deck, and you get a couple bags of cotton, and I'm going to probably try to get a couple mods to go along with that. So it'll be a full, complete setup. So, and
that's awesome.
You can follow
Dawn
me
is
on
so
Instagram
great,
and all that, you know. So, and it's just Vaping with Nikki B. And also find me over at vapeshack.org. We have a lounge there. We chill out. We hang out. Paul's there sometimes, hanging out with us. Lifa's there all the time. You know, OverDose.
Yeah, I'm becoming a regular in there now. So
it's just fun to hang out and talk with people. Sometimes we don't even talk shop. You know, we just talk about our daily lives.
Oh, we talk, yeah, everything.
Our personal lives and everything to kind of get to, you know, we become best friends. So it's just really cool.
Like hanging
it's a
out
good
at the
place to.
shop.
Yes, it's like hanging out at the vape shop. You get to meet people who have similar interests, Now, when you go to the vape shop, you don't always talk vaping, of course. You know, you just hang out with people who are like-minded, and I think it's pretty similar with the vape shop. So, I did want to say, we missed Yeti 2-1 for sure. We can't wait to have him back. Next week he'll be back. But that was not the 46 millimeter RDA that we showed. It was the Mason.
It was the 40 millimeter Mason. Yes,
it was the Mason. So I just wanted to make sure that we corrected that, and so we don't look like idiots. Well, we always look like idiots.
They look pretty similar.
They do look pretty similar.
They do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, the Alliance has a different top cap in airflow than the Mason does. So,
and I tell you what, I just had an idea. Kenny B, clean as fuck coils. Yeti. Why don't we should have a fucking panel one night where we get all of these amazing coil builders to come on, and we could have a coil talking fucking fiesta. I don't know, but definitely think about it, Kenny and Clean. Think about that if you guys would be interested. With the normal panel, but just you guys add it on. Why not? Yeah. And then, go ahead and tell them where they can find you, Lyra.
Yeah, I just want to add on to your suggestion of the coil thing. I know some of them are worried about having camera set up, whatever. If you got your cell phone, just come on with that cell phone, and if people don't like your quality, hey,
fuck them.
You're on to hang out, man.
You can come over. You can actually call in. There is the phone numbers listed from all over the country. If you're not even from the United States, there's a list a mile long of numbers. Also, click on the little chat bubble, and also click on the lounge one. It'll bring you right in. So.
Oh, I'm talking about his show they once put together with all the coil builders.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting everybody on. They can still come on with the phone.
You can call in. Yeah.
You can call in here too.
Yeah, because we had when I did Tommy's show last Thursday, he was having a ton of audio issues, and he called in on his phone, and the show went great. And there was a little bit of quality difference between Tommy and the rest of us, but really, when we started talking and we all started having a good time, nobody noticed. And so, if you guys are worried about cameras, don't worry about it.
If you don't have a mic, you can actually use your phone as the mic too.
Absolutely. Throw some headphones in it, and you're good to go.
I actually was chilling in the lounge the other day on my fucking cell phone. In my car, finishing up work, writing up orders and typing up fucking reports and everything, and I'm just like sitting there. Everybody's shooting the shit, having a good old time, and I'm sitting here working. Being social at the same time.
Exactly.
So
no, absolutely,
it's good times.
Well, you can find me anywhere: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Leafa Vapes. Come on over. This week's gonna be full of juice. Just a preview. I got Blue Snow. I got Holy Cannoli glazed donut.
Ooh.
I got Clown Pennywise. I got Beard number 5.
That's old school.
And I got this Adrenaline from their Rage line, Blue Raz. So those will be all firing out this week.
Excellent. Looking forward to it. And if you guys haven't watched any of Lifa's videos, go check them out, man. They're really, really great videos. Production qualities are super high. And, just a good guy and a funny guy, and reviews are great. So highly recommend it. If you haven't already, go subscribe and hit the bell so you guys know when his videos are going up. All right. Paul.
You can find me here, obviously, Obese Mode, every Sunday night. You can find me at the Vape Shack in the lounge. It's spotty, but I'm in there. You can catch me whenever the guys need me on Fog Life. Anytime, I was on with Leifa and Fresh and Nikki just last week, and it was a fantastic show. It was absolute fun. Catch me on Instagram, Facebook. Go over to Vape Girl Vixens. The code is still going on. I popped it in the chat. VGV new for the new art labels. You get 25% off your entire order. Catch me at esigbarn.com. Use coupon code BarnBrigade for 15% off your complete order over there. And I'm me.
Excellent. You are you, sir. You are you.
And Nikki's putting out a challenge that if people go and subscribe to the Paul Subhuman YouTube channel that if I hit fucking 100 subscribers, I actually have to put out my first review video.
Get it up there. Let's see that fucking video. Now that I would be interested to watch. My friend.
I'll do it. You know.
And what's your Instagram name so people know?
#781_VGV. I don't post a lot because I'm more focusing on the live shows because I tend to reach a bigger audience with the live shows and everything like that. Just because I'm in the chats on everything.
You can go live on Instagram too.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have time. I'm doing this shit. You know. Well, what if it's the end of the workday and I've got a half hour? Then that's one thing, but. Typically 8 to 5, it's balls to the walls, selling products, and I can't stop, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, you can catch me. I've got some good content over on my Instagram. You know, some great pictures. If you guys ever need any photography done, you know, or any tips or tricks. My wife's a photographer, and I've kind of learned a lot from her.
And Paul knows how to turn tricks.
Yeah, damn right I do.
Straight up.
I learned it from watching you, Travis.
Straight up. I learned it from watching you, Dad. I just wanted to say a couple more things. Clean, thank you for coming and being a part of this. And I'm sorry we didn't get your coils on time, but I will add, if you did send them, and if you didn't, send them anyways, and we'll get them into next week's showcase, you know, as a little preempt before we show the tanks. And Zachary, yes, any tank. The dump tank definitely does count. So throw your shit in there and let's see what you got, baby. And yeah. And Corey, yeah, definitely, man. We'll stay in touch. All right. So good night, everybody. You can catch me over at Instagram as well. It's at OverDose Vapes, and at Twitter too. You know, Twitter is a great way. If you're not getting notifications of our videos, go to Twitter and follow us there, because every time a video goes live, you're going to get a Twitter notification. And it just works better than the YouTube system. YouTube is so hit or miss on whether or not you know, if you haven't hit that bell and get notifications, it is so hit or miss whether or not you're actually going to see our new videos unless you check every day. So I really recommend that you guys go to Twitter, because it's every fucking time. And you know, and we don't flood Twitter with tons of shit. You know, it's not like we use it for everything. It's just for notifications mostly. So yeah. All right. Well, good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
I think you have to hit stop.